I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. What added to the disappointment of facing a back-to-work Monday after the nice weekend was knowing we'll be faced with the prospect of gas at more than $4 a gallon. The average retail gas price in New York State rose more than 6 cents a gallon this week alone to an average of $4.12. That's 27 cents a gallon higher than this time last year and more than 20 cents a gallon more than just a month ago. Florian and Donna Vesnia of Phoenix, Arizona have been feeling the pinch. We caught up with them off I-84 in the town of Wallkill earlier today. They're in the middle of a cross-country trip, and the rising pump prices are taking a toll.
It's telling me that's probably the last long trip I'm going to take because I can't afford it. I'm on retirement income, and $4.05 per gallon is extremely high, and then we drove through Canada, and that's probably closer to $6 a gallon there. Traveling is unaffordable. I'm lucky we're not having to travel every day to work because I couldn't afford it at this rate. It's just terrible.
It's really scary to think that we could get the gas from our country rather than send to the Middle East for gas. I think we could do a lot better than what we're doing if we use the resources that are here.
Analysts point to the unrest in parts of the Middle East, the climbing price of crude oil, and stock market speculation as reasons for the continuing price surge. Those same analysts believe prices will begin to inch down a bit with the end of the summer driving season. A fire late this morning destroyed a garage and 2 vehicles in it at a residence in Pine Island. Firemen from Pine Island in Unionville got the call to respond to number 2 Stage Road at around 11:30 a.m. A neighbor spotted the flames and made an unsuccessful attempt to put out the fire.
I ran out of the house, and when I looked around the corner, the flames were just engulfing the whole front of the garage, and I ran up to try to get a fire hose or a garden hose to try to put it out. The heat was overwhelming.
There were no reports of any injuries. Some heat damage was done to the adjacent house. Fire officials will now attempt to determine what touched off the blaze. Fire investigators in Middletown are looking to pinpoint the cause of the 4-alarm blaze that ripped through an abandoned 3-story apartment building at number 7 Montgomery Street. The fire began at around 1 p.m. Sunday. 7 fire departments were called to the scene. There were no reports of injuries, although a couple of firefighters had to be treated for smoke inhalation. Fire Chief Tom Amodio said the apartment building had been condemned years ago. Residents living next door at number 9 Montgomery Street were evacuated due to smoke from the blaze. Some of them say people had been sneaking into the building and that they'd reported suspicious activity going on inside number 7 Montgomery. State police in Orange County are continuing their investigation into a 2-car crash that took the life of a New Hampton woman and injured a state trooper. It happened Friday night on Route 17A in Goshen. According to police, a car driven by 70-year-old Robert Palladino of New Hampton collided with a marked state police patrol car as he attempted to turn onto Houston Road. Palladino was airlifted to Westchester Medical Center for treatment of head injuries. His wife, 71-year-old Josephine Palladino, a front seat passenger, was pronounced dead at the scene. Trooper Scott Bowman suffered a fractured ankle in the collision. Police say a preliminary investigation indicates the accident was caused by Palladino failing to yield the right-of-way. The Ulster County SPCA has put out the call for donations to help them care for close to 100 birds that they removed from a house in Wawarsing. The agency seized 95 ducks, geese, and chickens that were being kept in overcrowded, unsanitary conditions inside the home of Katie Murphy. SPCA investigators say the birds were subjected to muddy conditions saturated with feces and improper nutrition, which agency officials say led to various ailments and injuries. Murphy's to be charged with 95 counts of failure to provide proper sustenance, a misdemeanor. It's a pretty safe bet no one left the Ulster County Fairgrounds hungry on Sunday, not with all the available food to enjoy. Estimates are at least 6,000 people turned out to savor the 22nd annual Taste of New Paltz. About 70 vendors were on hand, many of them showcasing culinary treats from area restaurants. The admission fee included taste tickets, so visitors could literally eat their way through the fairgrounds. Proceeds from the Taste of New Paltz will be used by the New Paltz Chamber of Commerce. And it was a heartbreaker for Army football fans Saturday. The Black Knights offense was in high gear, but the defense couldn't hold off Northern Illinois, which beat Army 41-40 at Mikey Stadium. It was a game marked by improvements for the Black Knights compared to their season opening 42-7 loss to San Diego State. But still, that was little consolation to the Army team following Saturday's 1-point loss.
We lost as a team today, and I feel the same as last week. A loss is a loss, and we're better conditioned, we're better mentally focused than any other team we're going to face, and we just got to keep growing. From here we go back to work, and we actually left points out there on the field that we could have capitalized on. So it goes both ways.
The Black Knights will try again for that first victory next Saturday at Wake Forest. Our nice September weather is coming to an end. There is rain in the forecast for Tuesday, and it may be heavy at times. Temperatures will reach the middle 70s. Any rain should move out by early Wednesday morning, leaving us with a partly cloudy day. The highs will be up around 70 degrees. When news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online, and stay on top of all that is happening by picking up a copy of tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.